The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Stakeholders of tourism, culture, and the arts will be vaccinated before the borders reopen. The Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and the Arts has announced that its stakeholders will be vaccinated on Friday. In a statement on Wednesday, this initiative is part of a comprehensive plan to safeguard visitors and operators of the sectors as the country prepares to reopen its borders on Saturday. To date, the ministry, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, vaccinated about 200 cultural workers and began the rollout of its COVID-19 protocols for the Trinidad and Tobago tourism sector. The ministry said it will also facilitate the training of over 700 tourism stakeholders. Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Randall Mitchell, said he is pleased that more stakeholders are being vaccinated and will return to work in a safer environment. He said, "I am excited about what this means for various sectors. Vaccination provides an extra layer of protection against the virus and gives us confidence in the safety of our operations. This initiative sends a message to the larger community and visitors that we are serious about health and safety and have done everything possible to protect them, even as we prepare to welcome them back to our beautiful twin island." The minister further urged everyone who can get vaccinated to do so. He said, "The ministry will ensure the safety, health, and well-being of all its operators and visitors. We believe that this will provide the impetus and assurance that many are seeking as Trinidad and Tobago begins to relax restrictions." Stakeholders from the tourism, culture, and the arts sectors interested in getting vaccinated can contact the ministry at 624-1403, extension 334, or 492-4918 for registration via the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and the Arts link. The Calypso fraternity has been plunged into mourning yet again with the passing of Brother Resistance. The Rapso pioneer and president of the Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization, TUCO, passed away on Tuesday night. He passed away at the West Shore Medical Private Hospital. He was said to be ailing for some time. Known for songs such as Ring the Bell, Mother Earth, and Can't Take That, Resistance was the co-founder and lead singer of the Network Rhythm Band. The band sang and popularized Rapso music originated by the late Lancelot Lane. Resistance, who changed his name from Roy Lewis to Latalo Masimba, was born in East Dry River, Port of Spain in 1954. A former student of the Queen's College, he was inducted into the school's Hall of Honor in 2017. His son, Soy Kwame Jones Jr., said while the public knew him as a strong, solid figure musically, he was always a bridge for most people around him to pass over for better. He was like one of the old bamboo bridges in a village that was working, and Mother Nature decided to break it down and build a new concrete bridge. We lost the bamboo bridge. It is a tough one. He wasn't owned only by his children. He said details of the funeral was finalized yesterday. President Paula Mae Weeks has paid tribute to Rapso pioneer Lotalo Brother Resistance Masimba. Masimba was the holder of the Hummingbird Silver Medal. He received this national award in 1992 in recognition of his work as a Rapso artist and volunteer social worker. In a statement, Weeks said Masimba and his Network Rhythm Band have left an indelible legacy in the cultural annals of the country. She said, having been in attendance at the first ever Rapso Week concert held at City Hall, President Weeks can attest personally to the talent, drive, and persistence of this people's representative. Unafraid to speak his truth, Brother Resistance's lyrics were often sharp indictments of Trinidadian society, cutting portraits of the lives of the marginalized. She added, "Our country is losing its cultural giants. Let us hope that our young artists prove themselves capable of carrying on the vital work begun by these pioneers." Weeks extended condolences to his family, friends, and fans. MSJ claims victimization of unvaccinated workers. The Movement for Social Justice MSJ said it has noted with great concern reports in the various media that some employers are insisting and or making it a condition that workers must be vaccinated to return to work. The MSJ said the case of Mario's Pizzaria, where a priority list of who will be allowed to return to work, is but one such example. In an internal memo to employees on Monday, Mario's CEO, Roger Harford, disclosed that 3 categories of staff will be allowed to return to work next Monday. These, he revealed, include fully vaccinated staff in receipt of 2 vaccination shots, partially vaccinated staff, staff in receipt of their first vaccination shot, and staff who contracted COVID-19 and recovered under a 3-month period. The MSJ said it is in total disagreement with any such positions by employers who seek to discriminate against workers who are not vaccinated. The party stated only a small percentage of people in the country, less than 15%, have been fully vaccinated. It also noted that the food and beverage sector is only now being invited to get a priority of receiving vaccines. The MSJ said, "Therefore, to penalize workers in the restaurant sector who have not been vaccinated when they had no access to a vaccine, if not stupid, borders on being wicked." According to media reports, Labour Minister Stephen McClatchy said a workplace vaccination framework is being developed. He said it should be taken to Cabinet soon. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith has denied reports that the home of a government official was searched by the police yesterday. In a media release, the COP said he took note of several reports which stated that the home of a government official was searched as a result of an investigation. The COP has stated that no such search took place. Last night, the Express newspaper allegedly stated that a senior government official's house had been searched. The paper also allegedly stated that they had communicated with Commissioner Griffith on the matter, but he cited laws that prevented him from commenting on the alleged situation. Eight people erased in Arima and St. Augustine within 2 hours. Monsters did this. This is how police and relatives describe the erasing of 8 people over a 2-hour period in Arima and St. Augustine yesterday. Police believe that the victims, 6 men and 2 women, are connected. 6 of the victims were shot, while post-mortem will have to be conducted on 2 people who were shot and also had other wounds. In one of the incidents, the assailant jumped a 1.5-meter wall to catch and erase his teenage victim. Investigators said they were focusing on 2 theories. One was that the crimes were linked to a deal gone bad. The other is that the crimes may be linked to the demise of Kareem Walters, aka Pinto Boss and Crime Boss. Walters was erased on Monday afternoon in Matura. 3 people were initially detained following his demise. 1 man has since been released. In Arima, the victims were identified yesterday as Tishera McKenna, 39, her son Jordan McKenna, 19, and his friend Jeremiah DeFreitas, 18. In St. Augustine, the victims were identified as Jasper Jones, 32, Matthew Ming Piera, Amanda Mohammed, 39, and her husband Mustafa Mohammed, 44. The final victim remained unidentified up to last night. Another person, identified as Khalili Jackson, was also injured. In Arima, the crime began about 8:35 a.m. Residents of Arima Old Road heard a series of gunshots. Upon checking, a silver SUV was seen speeding away. The residents found the 3 victims nearby. Crimes were captured by CCTV cameras. The footage showed the SUV pulling up behind another vehicle, carrying McKenna, her son, and DeFreitas. 1 man exited the SUV, approached the victim's vehicle, and opened fire. One of the occupants exited the car and attempted to escape, jumping a nearby wall to escape. He was pursued and erased. All 3 victims died on the scene. Police were told that Jordan McKenna recently had a confrontation with people in the community, but was not known to be involved in criminal activity. A resident identified as Mario Gomez said Teixeira and Jordan were his wife and son. He wept openly and questioned why anyone would commit such a heinous act. Why did they do this? What kind of monsters did this? This is monster thing. My son just had a falling out with men in the area. I told him humble himself because I know how people act these days. But never did I think they would try to do this. Over what? A disagreement? In what world does that end in bloodshed? I am at a loss, Gomez said. While on the scene in Arima about 9 a.m., police received a report of a shooting along St. Michael's Road in St. Augustine. When officers arrived, they found Jasper Jones lying on the ground near his shop. 2 other people had been shot. They were taken to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, Mount Hope, where victim Matthew Pereira died. Jackson was said to be in critical condition at hospital last night. Police then received information that 3 bodies were found outside a house in Upper St. John Road, St. Augustine. When officers arrived, the victims appeared to have been bound, gagged, and then erased. Only 2 people were positively identified yesterday, Amanda Mohammed and her husband, Mustafa Mohammed. They both had several injuries about their bodies. The identity of the 3rd victim is yet to be confirmed. The sister of Mustafa Mohammed, who asks not to be named, said her brother grew up in the area and had been married for the past 21 years. The couple had 2 children, ages 21 and 15. Mustafa lived good with everyone, but kept mostly to himself and his family. But from a baby, he grew up here and is known by everyone, she said. I feel very, very sad about this, and I would not wish this on my worst enemy, but right now I have to be strong for their 2 children, who are my niece and nephew, she said. She said Mustafa did landscaping for a living, while Amanda was a housewife. She used to work at a school, but since the pandemic she had not been working, said the relative. An order was given by senior police officers in the Northern Division yesterday to begin patrols with immediate effect in a bid to limit any other reprisals. The patrols are expected to continue well into this weekend. Deputy Commissioner of Police MacDonald Jacobs said, from initial information, police suspect that the crimes may have a drug link. Described the crimes as tragic and unfortunate, adding that police will be doing all within their power to bring the investigations to a quick end. Jacob noted even with a state of emergency SOE in place, the country would still experience criminal activity and gang-related activities, and as such, sometimes deals can go wrong and demise will follow. Once you have gang activity taking place in any country, a state of emergency or not, these activities may continue and these things can result. You can look at Jamaica and even in the United States, where you can have an SOE and these crimes still occur. The SOE does not remove organized crime and gang activities. If it were so, we would just call an SOE all the time and gang activities would just vanish, Jacob said. Arima man erased at Matarita Junction. A 53-year-old Arima man was erased in Matarita on Tuesday evening. Mikey Allen of LP number 52 Pinto Road, Arima, was erased during a drive-by at Matarita Junction. According to a police report, around 5:15 p.m., an eyewitness who was in a car park of the Golden Rose supermarket along the Eastern May Road, Matarita, saw two men get out of a silver-colored 80 wagon, both armed with firearms. One of the men was armed with a rifle and the other a pistol, and they both approached Allen and erased him. The men then re-entered their vehicle and escaped. Police said Allen had several wounds to his body and a large hole to the left side of his chest. Father assaults daughters during domestic dispute. A 34-year-old man who currently has 18 pending matters before the court was remanded into custody yesterday after appearing before a Chaguanas magistrate charged with cruelty to his daughters ages 13 and 14. The accused, who is unemployed and resides in Longdenville, will reappear before the court on August 10. He was remanded into custody by Magistrate Adrian Darmani, pending qualification for electronic monitoring before bail can be granted. The man was arrested and charged by W. Corporal A.G. Casey and P.C. Barath of the Central Division Child Protection Unit CPU, following a police report on July 9 that two teenage girls were allegedly assaulted by a man. CPU detectives launched investigations into the report, during which they discovered that on the day of the report, two girls, while at home, were allegedly subjected to physical abuse during a domestic dispute at the hands of their father. Enquiries revealed that both girls sustained injuries about their bodies after being hit with a rolling pin. One of the girls reportedly lost several of her front teeth during the ordeal. The suspect was subsequently arrested on July 10, where he was charged with 2 counts of cruelty to 2 children, respectively. W. Superintendent of Police Claire Guy Allen headed the investigation with support by ASP A.G. Roberts and W. Inspector Haynes. Stolen Audi recovered. Officers attached to the stolen vehicle squad have recovered a stolen vehicle in the Western Division. This vehicle was reported stolen in August 2019. In an exercise coordinated by W. Senior Superintendent Cooper, Superintendent Smith, with ASP Morales and Inspector Lazarus, officers supervised by Sergeant Ramcharan proceeded to Luckput Street, St. James, where a black Audi A5, registration PDT 5660, was observed parked along the roadway. The officers interviewed residents of the area, and a 51-year-old man who claimed to be the owner of the vehicle was located. The chassis number was checked and was found to be registered to a vehicle of the same make and model, registration PDW 6765, which had been reported stolen during a robbery in the Northeastern Division in 2019. The alleged owner was detained by the officers pending further investigations.